Hey guys, what is up? It is Dominic. I'm doing another video with my good friend Declan, and yes, we are talking about AI, but most importantly, AI SEO, which is actually called AEO, which is basically creating smart websites that can rank with AI on Google. So, whenever you go to Google and you type something in, probably in the last year, you guys have been seeing this nice little AI search that comes with a lot of answers really quickly. You don't have to go through all the different websites to try to find the answer. It's right there at the top. I bet you didn't know, just like me, that you can actually rank on that you can be a business owner that ranks on the AI answer that you type into Google. So imagine being a landscaping business, a lawn care business, any kind of brick and mortar or a marketing agency, and when someone types that in your hometown or your area, you come up right there. Plus the AI voice, the AI chatbot, all of these different things are going to be connected with AI, connected to your business, connected to your agency. We're going to break it all down right in this video. Absolutely insane. It's going to change the game. AI is the biggest wave coming. It is taking over, and it's taking over everything. It's going to help me with my invoicing, my sales team, everything that we need, my opportunities, my pipelines. We do not have time to manage all this stuff. So AI is going to come in, and I'm going to show you guys every step of the way. But for this video, I'm super excited to introduce Declan once again to my channel, and let's get into it.
I love it. Thanks, Dom. Let's jump right in. The first step in this process is just having a basic smart layout. This is like the key to having proper AI smart websites. The other three here are the real heavy hitters, but the first thing is just a smart layout, because what a lot of people do, Dom, and I think you know now, is their websites are way too complicated. Also, the SEO game has changed. So the first thing is just having a very basic, simple layout built to convert, almost like a funnel and a website mixed together. So just like this, very simply, it can be a one-page website, has your services, make sure it has forms, call to actions, almost really like a funnel and a website combined. Because when we go into the AEO part of this, which is using AI to optimize your website, it makes it much simpler. So it's actually less work, but it's more targeted. So I don't know if you had anything to say on this, but I just know the game is changing a lot in this area, where it's not just about having these massive websites, which as much text as possible to get ranked on Google. It's kind of changed the game a bit here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously anyone who's watched my content knows I'm a huge fan of simple websites. They're easier to do, they're easier to show clients, and they're easier for customers who are going on those websites trying to find something. They don't want to go through 100 different pages, and you've been taught that SEO needs 100 pages.
Yeah.
You need all these keywords and all these things. And I think, yeah, I'd love to see kind of how it's changing, adapting, especially with AI.
So now on to the really, really fun stuff, which is in number 2, we have AI tech support, which is just chatbots. If you don't have chatbots answering people in real time, you are actually in the Stone Age. Like, I see people this all the time. People message chat widgets, they get on, and they can't get a hold of everyone because people refuse to set this up, and people working the front desk respond an hour, sometimes a couple of days later. Everyone hates this. It is extremely annoying. So as you see right on the website, this is what we're talking about. A chat widget plugged in with a chat bot plugged into the chat widget. So not just a chat widget. This is what a lot of you guys do. You slap this on here and it doesn't have a chat bot plugged in. You have to have an actual chat bot plugged in. So if we come into your sub account, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come right to AI agents, and we're going to come right into conversational AI. Now, I know Dom has got a lot of videos on this. Same with me. So we're not going to go in depth on every little thing. But what we want to do here is we basically just want to get this primed to plug into the chat widget, because there is a lot of issues with this exact thing. So once you have your chatbot set up, the thing you're going to want to make sure you do is make sure you have chat widget and live chat set up. This is so important. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to install said chat widget on the website. And the cool part is, guys, is you can take GoHighLevel's chat widgets and their bots and put them on any website, Shopify, WordPress, Squarespace. You can just copy the code. So this is universal, even if you don't have that.
No, I'm a huge fan of the AI chatbot. I think there's a lot more room to grow with it. I think it can start learning things way faster, but that's how AI is. And for the most part, yes, I've made videos on how to set this up. You're basically just going to take the website of whatever the company is that you're using this chatbot for. You're going to plug it in. It's going to memorize absolutely everything on that site. And then you can, of course, ask it questions, do kind of a Q&A, just like you would do with any employee that you're teaching or coaching. And then after that, the bot learns everything that the customer is asking, knows how to answer it now, and it gets better and better over time. And that's pretty much what you do with a regular employee, but now you just have it for a chatbot that can work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Perfect. Once you have your chatbot plugged in, just like Dom said, you have it set up, you're going to come right into chat widget under sites, and we're going to quickly set one of these up. So what you're going to want to do is live chat. Okay, you can do the all-in-one chat, but it can confuse people. Just do the live chat.
One thing really good about the live chat is that it's free
Exactly.
in terms of paying for text messages, of course. When you have an SMS AI bot, that AI bot is actually costing you money or your client money every time they send a message back. But with live chat, it's completely free. The only difference is that customer has to stay on the website in order to chat with that AI. But because the AI is so quick to respond, they don't really have to leave anyway.
Exactly. And that's something that's huge is that a lot of you guys are overpaying for worse service.
Correct.
Like,
Correct. Yes.
it's a lose on every way. First thing, you just want to name your chat widget. So we're just going to do Ryan's Roofing chat widget. And then all we're going to do is go through a couple quick things to make sure they are right. Again, this is so easy. It's pretty much all set up under widget and under styles. This is just configuring, what you want the icon to look like, the colors, really just aesthetic stuff and just your opening message. But in reality, a lot of this is already preset up with the chatbot. Please, whatever you do, replace this image of this lady. This is like all across the internet.
Yeah.
So stupid. Just change it to anything but this. I mean, Dom, I'm sure you got a thought on this, but it's like, you
Yeah,
can't even do the bare minimum.
I've been on so many websites where as soon as I see her, I'm like, oh, I know what this is. I know your secret.
Yeah.
But no, you guys can replace it with anything. It says 300 by 300. Just make it like a little square. Go into Canva. I've done that with me and one of my business partners before, and people find that kind of cool because they're like chatting with the person they think it is. Or you can just put a little robot icon or anything. Honestly, anything that you want. Also, that little bubble at the bottom right, you can change that bubble icon as well because that is associated with Go High Level a lot. So right there, you could change it to one of those. That looks like a WhatsApp one. I'd probably do like maybe the square one or the little three dots one. It'll separate you from the competition. It could work a little bit better for people like me, I guess, who are going on and know exactly where that's from.
Not people that are above amateur, which can help a lot. As for this is pretty much all already set up. You can change the opening message if you want, but this is something that is really important. And I see so many people that I talk to mess this up. If you're using the AI chatbot, turn this off. It says right here, keep disabled if using conversational AI. It will not work if you have this turned on. So many people do this and they're like, it's not working. It's because they have this turned on. Make sure that gets turned off. You can put in your business hours or anything like this right here. But for a lot of you guys, for a live chat bot, you won't need that. But whatever you do, also please change the display name to your business and put your URL in. People will leave this and they'll say powered by Go High Level. It looks unprofessional. Again, amateurs. Now I'm pretty sure you.
Correct. Another amateur. And if you have an agency, then why not put that on there? It's just free advertising for all of your clients to see, every one of their customers to see you as well.
Exactly. Once you're done with all this and you like the way everything looks and you've picked out what you want, you're just going to come up and click save. Now, I'm going to show you how to add this to a Go High Level website. But if you are using any other website, WordPress, Squarespace, Weebly, whatever, you can get the code, right? Yep. Copy this and plug it in on any other website through a code editor. And now you just chat widget with the chat bot on anyone's website. So just remember, guys, you can sell this stuff to anybody with a website.
So you could actually go, this is something that I used to do back in the day, and that I'll probably do again once I get moving on the AI agency, is going to your competitors, people in your area that you think are your competitors that build websites for people, and just saying, hey, I don't want to build their website. I know that you have access to their entire site. That's all I need. I have a chat AI bot that I just want to put on there. I'm going to sell it for $100, $200 a month, whatever it is that you're going to sell it for. And then you're not their competition anymore. And it helps them because if they're happy with the bot, why would they get rid of their site? So now you're like kind of working together with your competitors. And it's just a great way to stay connected and to network and to expand in your area. I think it's great for local.
100%. So once you have this all set up, you're just going to come back to sites. Okay. You're going to go to your website that you want to plug this in. We're going to click Ryan's Roofing. We're going to come right to settings. We're going to come right to chat widget. We're going to pick the exact one you want, which in our case is Ryan's Roofing chat widget. Then we click save and you are done. As simple as that. It now pops up on said website. You're good to go. But there's one more pitfall to make aware here. If you want the chatbot to work on said chat widget, it has to be the primary chatbot. Okay. As you see right here, it says primary. It has to be the primary chatbot. A lot of you guys will create 5 different chatbots. You can only have one primary one. Make sure it's primary. And to do that, we would click in here and you would set as primary. Then the chat bot will work through the chat widget. Then they're like, what do you mean it doesn't work? And then they can't even troubleshoot it. simple fixes like that.
Can I explain one very important thing
Please,
that
please,
I've
please.
never explained and told people in my other videos because I'm still kind of learning sometimes is that when you're training that bot, it's not like ChatGPT where it knows everything on the internet. This is not the type of AI that you're dealing with. And the reason being, if you were ever wondering, if you were confused, is because of a HIPAA compliance, you're not allowed to have kind of internet access to people's personal information because let's say ChatGPT was involved in this. ChatGPT could take all that information that the customer is sending to the business owner and give it away. It could give away social security numbers. It could give away all their personal info, their dental records, if it's for a dentist office. So yeah, I just found that out. Correct. So that's why when you train the bot, you need to go in and ask every single question that the customer would ask. And yes, over time, the customer will ask questions. The bot will be trained to ask you, the business owner or the agency owner, and be like, hey, someone asked this. Can you like teach me how to answer this? Yes, this is how you answer it. Over time, it's going to get better and better and better. But the reason that it's not as intelligent as like a ChatGPT is because of that HIPAA compliance. You cannot just have that internet-based, cloud computing-based part inside of this chatbot for that reason. So very, very important to know that, especially when trying to sell this to business owners because they do not understand it. So just tell them like, yeah, we can't have ChatGPT connected. It's illegal. It's against the law. You can't do it either. So that's how that works.
That's actually super interesting. And I had no idea about that. I was wondering, I was like, why do you have to plug in all this stuff? Why can't it know?
Well, it's why Preston, of course, Preston Rhodes, who most of you know, who is like an AI freak. I run businesses with him, especially AI consultant agencies. That kid bought a $10,000 computer just to do the local based computing instead of this insane cloud computing thing because he knew he had to be HIPAA compliant with a lot of the franchises and clients that he was working for. And the only way to do that is by getting a local based computer that can run it. And those cost a ton of money. So I think they're going to try to take those $10,000 computers and put them into your phone one day. They're going to be so powerful
Ooh.
that any business is going to have it and they're going to need it because almost every business needs to be compliant. Even when you collect information like a phone number on a form, that's HIPAA compliancy as well. You need that no matter what. I'm in the telecom space. Trust me, you need it for every type of business. So it's very, very important. And even in the telecom space, they're experimenting with AI. And the first thing they're doing is talking about how local everything has to be. And it can't be, you can't just connect ChatGPT and be like, all right, we're done. Trust me, not that easy. There's a little bit more to it, but luckily GoHighLevel's done a really good job. So all you have to do is train it right here.
That's another reason why these video collabs are so valuable is you're getting almost insider information on stuff like AI, which by the way is about to rule all of us very soon. So it's very important to get ahead of it now. Just little stuff like that makes the world of difference. So once you have this basically all set up, your website is now optimized at least for text based support. Now, this can be sales and this can be customer support, either or. But it's super important. Really, a step one in a smart website is just having that instantaneous support. Because as you guys know, with phones, people are becoming more desensitized, less attention spans. They can't focus on anything. This is just one thing that's like people want it and they want it now. And you can go to businesses and it's a pain in the ass if you have an actual water leak, okay, or your roof is damaged and you call someone and they get back to you 2 days later. It's really annoying. With this, it cuts that out immediately. Schedule your appointment. You're done. You're happy. Builds all of that brand recognition and loyalty.
100%.
So number 3 up is an extremely advanced one, which is AI voice support. And number 2, we basically took care of everything text related. So that's any sort of emails, text messages, any text-based stuff online. But now we have the voice side of things, which is actually talking to AI bots on the phone, which oftentimes are better than humans because humans don't answer the phone most of the time, or they're upset, angry, annoyed, and their customer service sucks.
True. I haven't messed around with AI voice. Voice AI is truly going to be the future. Once again, not to bring Preston into it, but Preston's working with an AI that he's been building over the last couple months, and he connects voice to chat, and so that he can talk to it, which I see that's where everything's going to go. You're just going to talk because no one wants to type anymore. It's all about kind of this laziness or this more convenience, time saving type of thing so that we can waste our time doing something else. But that's really what it's all about. So he just talks to it, and then it turns the speech into text, takes that over to whatever it is that's running it, whether it's ChatGPT or something like this. And then it turns that back into voice once it gets the answer and tells you what it needs to do or what it's going to do or what what you should do. But yeah, this goes way beyond that. This goes into sales calls. This goes into customer support. This goes into actual employees being voice AI. Like once it becomes indistinguishable from a human being, which let's be honest, it kind of is. I think
Yeah.
all they have to do is kind of like fix the little pauses and then they're good, which they're going to fix in 5 minutes. And then it's just going to be crazy. You're going to have no idea that you're on a sales call with a voice AI or that you're talking to a voice AI for customer support. You're going to have no idea.
Well, the crazy part too, Dom, that I think a lot of people don't understand is how can a human compete with that? It works 24/7. It works weekends. It works holidays. It doesn't complain. It doesn't ask for a raise. It's not annoying. It doesn't harass its coworkers. It doesn't do anything. It just works. And it does a better job. Like, guys, there's so many businesses right now that their support is so bad and they're paying people $30, $40, $50,000 a year to answer the phones. You can go up to a business very easily and just go, just for this feature alone, pay me $1,000 a month, not even that much. We will replace Sally over here, who you pay 40 or even 30 if you want to go low end for someone answering the phones. How much is that saved? 12,000. I mean, it's like 18 to 20 grand saved a year with something that's going to work more. How do you beat that? I mean, it's like, it's better in every way.
And I think over time, it's going to get a little strange when everyone's using it. Like, will the phones be ringing off the hook? Will there be different compliances for AI? Will the government take over AI and say, hey, you have to pay us a fee every time you use AI? These are all things that I think about every once in a while, and what's going to happen when everyone's doing something that is this powerful. It's going to be way different than the internet boom. It's going to be way different than the housing market boom. It's going to be way different than any boom we've ever seen because it's so smart. It's so ridiculous. It's so easily accessible. Like, oh my God. I mean, anyone who gets Go High Level has it and then has the ability to give it to someone else. It's ridiculous how easy this is. So once that gets out there and every business is using AI, it's fine if it's for customer support and just fixing problems really quickly. But when it comes to outreach and sales, if everyone's using it, then I think we'll see not necessarily a problem, but something that will try to regulate it for sure because it'll get kind of out of control.
You know what, though, Dom? When that happens, all that's going to do, which it will happen, let's face it, there's going to be regulations. It's going to make all the in-person stuff and communities that much more powerful.
Yep, it definitely will. I mean, there's always going to be room for people. Like people are always going to be extremely important. I know a lot of deals that I've closed and that Declan's has closed has been in person, going to meetings, going to different events and things like that. People want to have real conversations, know who the business owner is, know who you are. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to tasks that's going to take up your time, this is perfect.
Exactly, 100%. So once you're in here, guys, you're just going to click Create Voice Agent. And by the way, for those of you guys who are skeptical of GoHighLevel's voice AI, it actually has gotten way better. Like they've put a lot of effort into it. It can now book calls. I had a bit of a gripe with it in the beginning, but it's pretty good now. It may not be the best, but it can do a lot more than it used to.
When I first tried it, it was the first day it came out. Of course, there were bugs, there were issues. I even have a video on it. I had to edit the video multiple times because of how many times it messed up. I think I even said in the video, like, voice AI is not where it needs to be inside of Go High Level yet. And I think everybody knew that. It wouldn't answer the questions right away. It would pause way too long. It did a lot of things wrong. But now it's definitely gotten a lot better. I've seen AI chatbots. Like, I've talked to them for 30 minutes and I'm like, oh my God, you almost forget that this is an AI bot. So perfect, so fluid, responds so quickly. It laughs, it makes jokes, it has this personable quality about it, which is almost kind of creepy. But
they're interested in you.
yeah, it's very interested in you. It's almost like a therapist session. It was kind of strange. But that one was also local. It wasn't ChatGPT based, so you couldn't really ask it like, oh, who's the current president or this or that. It can't kind of go into the internet. And more so just gives you advice, helps you out a little bit. So that's another thing that is interesting when you start figuring out the difference between that local and that HIPAA compliancy I talked about earlier.
Yeah, that's a whole new thing we got to pay attention to.
100%.
Again, I'm not going to go super in depth to every detail, but I will walk you through it. You come in here, you're going to put in your name it like a human. So we'll just do Sally, Jim, Jane, whatever the hell you want. You put your business name in, you pick said language you want it to talk in, and then here you pick the voice you want. You got all kinds of voices you can pick from. Again, whatever you want, male, female, accent, not accent, whatever you want. You pick the time zone. You can only pick inbound for now. Outbound is actually illegal right now. And then you pick that opening message. I would actually recommend you change this to something simple like, hello, how can we help you? Or just something that may sound a little more human. But again, that's up to your industry and whatnot. So again, this is just a fast, quick tweak. You go right through this. Then in here, okay, I recommend you immediately come up here and switch to advanced mode. The reason being is you can book appointments with this. The bot has to have this turned on in order to go, what's your email? What's your name? Let me get you into the CRM. Because what this can do, guys, is this can take your number, email, whatever, and put you in the calendar. So it can book appointments and send SMS and do all this stuff. But you got to have basic mode turned off and advanced mode turned on. And right in here in your prompt, again, we got a lot of videos on creating prompts, but this is where you tell it what you want it to do. Do you want it to be obnoxious? Do you want it to speak fast? Do you want it to be kind? Do you want to say this? Do you want to say that? And then you configure the basics right through here. And then you're pretty much done.
This is another one of those things where the prompt is one of the most important things, and training it is one of the most important things, because once it can answer all of those questions, you have a way better chance of it kind of disguising itself as a real human being, or just being able to, be as intelligent as possible for your business. Because in the future, we're all going to know it's AI anyway. We're just going to be like, how competent is the AI? Can it actually do what I'm calling for it to do? And then nobody will care after that.
100%. And then once you are here, this is the really important part. This is where you pick the phone number, okay, that you're going to use. So I already have this one attached to the other voice agent, but whatever phone number you use, you have to connect it to a phone number. By the way, you can get a phone number in GoHighLevel. It doesn't have to be verified, and you can pay $1 for it. Like, super easy to do, okay? And you can just click buy new number to do it. This is the important part. You put in your number, you click call me, and it will test. That way you can see how good it is. And I recommend you do this. Please, for the love of God, do not set this up and not test it. Same with the chatbots. People do this all the time, and then they complain that it doesn't work. Please test.
Always test your AI bot, test your chatbot, test everything. You have no idea what this knows yet. So you don't want to put this up against the customer and have it backfire immediately.
100%. Then we click save. And from there, we see Sally is set up. Okay, reality, you'd be putting the actual phone number in there, but that's being used right now for Chanel. But what we're going to do now is we're going to make sure this is plugged into your website. This is, again, key. You want to have it put in to your website so it can answer all of the calls. So we're going to come back to Ryan's Roofing. We're then going to click edit a new tab. So what you're going to do is you're going to come back into your website, and you're going to want to make sure that on all of your buttons, okay, call now, you have it connected to the AI voice agent. That way, when someone comes on the site, they can just click call now and immediately be connected. You could even put the phone number in big letters. This is so important for either sales or customer support. And if you want to go another level, you could create a page like Contact Us or Support that could have a different AI voice agent and a different chatbot for support. But again, that's up to you if you really want to make it foolproof. But I'm telling you guys right now, in the service-based industry, support and answering people is something that is lacking. Very few businesses do this right. It's so important that you have this part dialed in, especially because this one of the key components to having an AI smart website is it's smarter. Okay. It answers on time. So that's really important that you have this all plugged in. I don't know if you would put this anywhere else, Dom, but just having the phone number littered across the site for them to answer and what.
For right now, yeah, this is going to be the main part that you're going to want it inside of your business or as an agency to give it to other business owners. But in the future, I think connecting it to Instagram, connecting it to Facebook, all the social medias, and then being able to connect that back to Lead Connector is going to be the most secure method of kind of making sure that every single customer gets taken care of with AI. So, but yeah, we'll get to that part later. And obviously Facebook's working on that. Google's working on that. Instagram, all of them are working on that.
Okay. Now for the most valuable part of this video, the thing that really is lacking everywhere and very few people know how to do it is AEOing your website. This stands for Answer Engine Optimization. It is basically the evolved form of SEO. Google has changed, ChatGPT is around, Grok is around, Gemini, Bard, whatever you want to use. The game has changed, guys. And if you didn't realize, tons of businesses' traffic dropped dramatically in 2024, like cut in half, maybe even that cut in half too, because SEO does not work the same as it used to. It is now AEO. Let me explain. So if we come online and we type in something like best supplement brands or really whatever, you're going to see this AI overview pop up. This is a new thing. Okay. I mean, new is in last year or so. But what this is doing is this is answering a question. So it's no longer a search engine. It is an answer engine. Okay. And this is so powerful because it's skipping all the websites, even the ads. And guys, ChatGPT, Grok, Gemini, any of these engines, okay, they're doing the same thing. I've had multiple people find my hair salon through ChatGPT. That's totally new.
I was going to say, I've actually been ingrained already. Whenever I'm Googling something, I hope that comes up. I'm always like, I hope that, because it gives you the answer so quickly. You don't even have to look for it anymore.
Yeah, you literally, I'm the same way. I'm like, please don't give me the damn searches. give me the answer, because guys, Google wants you to stay on Google. GPT wants you to say they're incentivized to keep your attention. The way they do this is giving you the most relevant data possible. But just like we were talking about before with HIPAA compliance and it having to feed off of something, the AI is not pulling these answers from thin air. It's not just magically coming up with this. As you see right here, it is actually pulling from all the sources on the internet. That is social media and Google combined, and then any other obscure search engine. You can go into your website and you can AEO optimize this exact website and have it pop up in the answer engine. But more importantly, on any of these other apps, that way you can get this stuff in ASAP and you can start ranking. And this is one of those things, guys, where the bigger agencies, they can't pivot so fast because they already have so many people on SEO. If you're smaller, this is a huge tactical advantage you have right now, is you can use AEO to your advantage to rank your businesses and your clients #1 on Google. Let me show you how. So few people have this right now. I talked to Nuno about this. It's like the bluest of bluest oceans. It's like a whole new planet. No one's doing it because no one knows how. So I am not going to say that I'm a master at this, but I learned some pretty cool stuff that it helps it a lot, because you're shifting from SEO to AEO, which is now like the future. The first step in AEO is adding code to your website that makes it speak search. So down here, optimize your pages with local business schema. Now, here's the thing. It's not like traditional schema. So let me show you how to do this first part. So the first step is getting these filled out. So that's putting in your niche, your name, your URL, your telephone, your address, your postal code, and your country. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to quickly go into either a Google Sheet, Word doc, and you need to fill each of these out. And then we need to go to AI to then plug this in. So let me show you this part. So as you see, we have filled all of this out to match Ryan's roofing, as you see right here. So again, you need to go in and you need to plug in all of your business info, and you have to put it in just like this. But now what you need to do in ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, whatever you're using, you need to say, please generate local business schema for this so I can copy and paste it. Guys, schema is basically JavaScript. It's advanced coding, but this will generate the JavaScript so you can plug it in your website. Then you're going to click enter. So as you see right here, it's going to take all of the info you just plugged in and turn it into JavaScript, okay, schema code, so we can put in your website. So now what we're going to do is we're going to copy this, okay? We're going to come back to the website and we're going to come right up to tracking code. We're going to click footer tracking and we're going to paste your schema code in here to this page. And then we're going to click save. Now, what you can do too is you can have this built out for every single web page if you want, but make sure whatever you're doing, it's specific to that page. But since this is a one pager, we're just going to put it in just like that. So that is step 1 in AEO, is putting the proper schema in your website so Google knows exactly and ChatGPT places what it is through JavaScript.
Wow. Well, that was easy.
So number 2 is use smart specific search phrases. So this is target long tail keywords as opposed to short tail keywords. So this is getting really, really specific with what you are offering. And again, guys, it's different than SEO because SEO is about putting in all kinds of stuff to rank for a bunch of different stuff. This is answering a specific question. Hence the name AEO, answer engine optimization. Again, when you go to Google or one of these places, you want an answer. You don't have to filter through and find one. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go into the website and we're going to put in a specific search phrase. So we come right to the website, and what you're going to want to do right in here on your H1, this is important, it has to be an H1, you're going to put one simple phrase. So the simplified roofing doesn't really mean anything. What we should do is we should do Ryan's roofing, okay, in Winchester, Virginia. Or you could do the best roofing in very specific, very targeted. Dom, I don't know if you have any thoughts on this, but like getting ultra narrow with your keyword, because this is how you pop up in the search results, because it needs to answer a question. This is not like SEO where you're stuffing a bunch of shit in. It has to be very narrow.
No, I agree. I think that's something that people have been trying to figure out on Google for a while, is how to optimize for what people are actually searching. Because sometimes people will be searching, hey, best roofing in Winchester, Virginia, best land clearing in Central Illinois, best this and here, that, whatever. You want to be able to come up for those searches. And that's how Google works. Google is very smart, but it doesn't know your actual business. It just takes the information that's seen on the site.
Now, the third step in AEO, and this is really important, is answering the question you put up there. So whatever statement you made, you now need to answer it, okay? And you can answer this as long as you want, but we recommend shorter snippet like content. Because what a lot of people do in SEO is they'll just put a bunch of stuff and just listing about their business. But that's not answering anything. You ask the question or you make a statement, then you answer the statement and reinforce and double it up. Let me show you how. So what you would do is you would come in here, and it could be down below right here, or it could be right down below this, however you want to do this. You would put in basic paragraph text and you would answer said question. So for example, let us turn this white here. We would go in and say, Ryan's Roofing is the best roofing in Winchester, Virginia. We offer X, Y, and Z. We also, and again, you guys can use chat to generate this for you, which is what I recommend. But you just want to double down on the exact answer and even mix in the schema data. So it'd be like, we're located here, here, and here. You're just giving them a direct answer to your statement or following up with it if it's not a question. This is how you feed the search engines, especially stuff like ChatGPT, Grok, Gemini, any of these, the exact info. Because when someone comes in and they type in roofing companies in Winchester, Virginia, it's going to correlate, okay, well, these guys are the best. Ryan's Roofing said that they have this, 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 and that. Pick them. And it will then serve your website or whatever business you have up here into the first. And you guys can get pretty big with this. You can add a lot of stuff, but I recommend keeping it more narrow and more targeted. That part is very important.
It kind of goes hand in hand with what I was talking about earlier, trying to match those keywords and key phrases for what people are searching. So this is crazy. I've never seen this, and I didn't know that there was even a way to get onto the AI section of Google. But yeah, I'm going to start this with my businesses right away.
Another thing too is that, guys, this is evolving, and we're going to have some more videos coming out on this, but there's even more strategies that you can do to almost guarantee 100%, almost 100% guarantee you pop up in here. And a quick example is I had some buddies that were in the SEO game back when the internet first started. And you could literally go onto a website and just put in roofing in Virginia and it would pop up number one. Like it could be as basic because it was new. We're in this phase right now, guys, where you can rank super fast because very few people are doing it. The algorithm has changed. So take advantage of it ASAP. Okay, the last part here. So the last part of this AEO cycle is basic technical SEO, which is just making sure your website is laid out properly, which we kind of covered over in the smart website section. But more importantly, making sure it is fit for mobile more than ever, and it is fast. Okay, these are two huge components of this. So when you come into GoHighLevel or really any website builder, you will always see a way to change it to mobile mode. You should be putting more emphasis on mobile mode than on desktop. Why? Because I believe now in 2025, it's 80 to 85% of all traffic comes to mobile. People, for some reason, leave this out. So as you see right here, this is clearly jankety for mobile. So what we would do is we would move this up here or maybe put a little more on, have it properly spaced. You don't want to get on your phone and be like, this is crowded. You want to make everything fit the phone perfectly. This is how you will make it more simple for Google. And guys, Google knows how long people stay. They have metrics on everything. If someone's like, what even is this? Or if they're hovering, I mean, they know your finger on the screen. They know everything. So it's so important to make sure that this is mobilely optimized. Dom, any thoughts on the mobile optimization? Any tips? Any tricks?
I've been a huge fan of mobile optimization for a very long time because, yes, exactly what you just said, 80, 85%, sometimes upwards of 90% of all transactions or people going onto a website is done on the phone because they're probably not carrying their computer around all the time. It's all about convenience. So when you're building the site, you do it within convenience methods as well. You've got a giant call now button. You probably have a pop-up that comes on the screen. You want it to be almost impossible for that person to not get in touch with you. That's why we have the AI bot. That's why all of these things on your website should be pointing to whatever it is the business owner wants from them.
No, I love that. That's so important. And then last thing on this whole thing is website speed. So this one's a tricky one with GoHighLevel because unlike WordPress and these other platforms where you can use speed plugins and other stuff and caching devices, HighLevel doesn't really have that. Now you can optimize images and make them smaller, but really with HighLevel, what you're going to want to do is just have a smaller website with less links and just have the pictures not as big. That's really your best bet with HighLevel, just because right now they don't have speed plugins or any of that. But really, HighLevel's websites are relatively fast. You just want to go in and make sure your images are smaller, they're properly sized, and not everything is so big. And you can see right here, optimize load image when you click images. It's good to have that turned on. I don't know if you have any tricks on this, Dom, but this is another really important thing. If a website is loading so slow, when you try to call them and the number is doing a little circle, you're going to lose people very quickly.
That is true. You definitely want to optimize for a faster site. And there are, I believe, some plugins that can go into Go High Level. I will come up with a list and try to do that. Maybe it's a video idea we can work on in the future.
Please, please. Yeah, because I've looked, I've researched, I've done the AIs thing. I just can't find anything. I think maybe there is something, but again, that would be extremely helpful to you guys. Give us your final wisdom, Dom.
Well, first of all, that was amazing. And I didn't know a lot of that stuff. A lot of times when I come on here and I'm talking to someone like Declan or like Preston, I'm actually learning just like a lot of you guys. And the first thing that I'm going to do that you guys should do as well is I'm going to implement everything I just learned into my own businesses, into my own agency, because I'm seeing right here that AI is taking over. I see that it works. I saw how awesome that was. I can't even imagine being the first to come up on an AI Google search. I didn't even know that was possible. I didn't know that that's how Google and AI worked for SEO. So I'm super excited about trying all this stuff out for my lawn care. I've been filming like crazy. I'll actually put up some of the new projects we just worked on in the last 2 weeks. We've got some lawn care projects, a massive landscaping project for a huge commercial property that we just landed. And I filmed the first half of it and it looks absolutely amazing. It's going to be on TikTok, going to be on my YouTube channel, but I will even put a clip up in this video so you guys can see it. These are all things that I want people to see. I want customers to see, but how are they going to see it if they can't find my website? So if you're proud of your work, if you're proud of your business, then why not show it? And if you're going to show it to as many people as possible. So this is the exact way to do it rather than running Facebook ads, which once again, I still think is amazing. But if you want to do this for free, if you want to do it within a budget friendly manner, then of course SEO is the best because it's just free. It's free traction. It's free customers. It's free money.
100%. And the last thing I want to say, guys, and I know I've harped on this a lot, but it's so, so important, is that me and Dom not only have done really well in the SaaS space, as you see all of the words behind me, and Dom has a gazillion words himself, we also have service-based businesses. Go out into the YouTube space, especially in the high-level space, and find people that also have service-based businesses. Me and Dom are in the trenches as well. We know what it means to be a brick and mortar business owner. We get it, which means we have a much deeper understanding of how to scale businesses. So a lot of this stuff we do, guys, it's like the best tactics from both sides. So we get it. And that's why a lot of this stuff works so well. And that's why both of us have won so many awards and done so well. It's because we see it from both angles.
I'd also like to point out and think that me and Declan have done well is because we're both pretty good people. You know, we're personable. We can talk to people. We've done business in the past. And that's one of the things that separated me and Declan from the beginning when starting was a lot of these top affiliates and a lot of these top guys, once again, not knocking them. They're tech savvy. They're marketing savvy. They've been in the marketing game since before I could walk. I mean, these are people that are great at marketing. They're great at tech, but they haven't run an actual business outside of the tech industry. So when trying to help those businesses, it probably is a little bit harder. They don't know exactly what that business owner needs unless that business owner can convey it to them. But not many business owners can convey what they need because they might not know. So now that I'm in the space, Declan's been in the space, he runs his own physical business, brick and mortar. I run a few different brick and mortars. I run e-com now, like all of these different things. I am finding firsthand what the biggest problems are. And I can understand now why it was kind of hard to convey that message to a marketer because we don't speak each other's language. Being Chinese, saying, hey, here's my problem. And then you speak English and you're like, I still don't know your problem. So that's kind of what's happening here. And it's been really, really cool to be on both ends of that issue and that table there. But I'm excited to see kind of where AI comes and connects everything and makes it way, way easier.
Dom, I just wanted to say one last thing. Again, obviously, thank you so much for letting me on here, but there's one last thing I wanted to bring up that was just so important. I mean, you actually just touched on it. You were saying how when you understand the service side of things, you can help businesses scale more. A lot of you guys right now in this space, actually the vast majority, I think 95 to 98%, you guys are helping service-based businesses. It's pretty much the biggest industry. Here's something that I realized, and I know Dom second this, is that oftentimes some of the big bottlenecks businesses have is actually not due to the tech side. If you can consult them, they will pay you longer and they will pay you more. This is something that I see time to. I learned this with law firms. There was things that just from marketing wouldn't fix. I had to go in and say, make these 2 tweaks and let's triple the budget and give me more money. Boom, done every time. So again, guys, these are things that will help you with your clients, which again, helps you keep them paying you longer and makes you more money.
Yep. That was a great insight. I could go into businesses, and I think that's what I'm going to do later in life, either be more of a venture capitalist or go in and be a consultant agency where I can go in and just find out all the different things that these businesses are doing wrong, where they're overspending, where they're underspending, they're probably doing their marketing wrong. I could already analyze a business just from the website alone and find 20 things that they're doing wrong and maybe two things that they're doing okay. This is something that I've just been able to do because of Go High Level, because of my 3.5 years on this platform, working with different business owners. A lot of you get frustrated. You're maybe a month in, 2 months in, 3 months in. So many times I've seen like someone, he's 2 months in or 3 months in. Hey, I'm gonna quit. I can't get a client. I'm just like, oh my goodness. It would be like you're digging for treasure and you stop after one dig. It doesn't make any sense, dude. It's down there. It's 100% down there. How far are you gonna dig? How long are you gonna dig? It's right there. I promise. So many people have found it. I've found it. Declan's found it. Preston, Connor. We've all found it, guys. It doesn't not exist. It is there. There are millions of businesses being formed every single year. This goes way beyond the United States. It's huge. It's an international industry and company making billions, if not trillions of dollars. And it does exist. Every business needs something like this. AI, SEO. I'm just learning about some of this stuff and I'm on the front lines. So if I'm on the
Yep.
front lines just learning, everyone behind me, you guys are also kind of right there. I mean, you're right there. You can learn it today, just like I did. So hopefully that helps a lot of you who are struggling in the beginning or can't figure out the sales aspect or can't figure out how to build a website. It's all going to take some time. Nobody hops on here and makes millions of dollars the first month or the first week or whatever that you think is happening. It's not true. Business takes a long time. You have to adapt or die. So hopefully that helps anyone who's struggling right now because, yeah, I think it should get a little bit easier. And this transition is going to make things so much better because it's almost like finding Go High Level in the beginning. You're finding
Yeah.
AI in the beginning. You literally get the wave. The wave is already like huge, but then there's like a wave on top of the wave. So like, you get to ride that new wave, if that makes any sense at all. Waves on top of waves.
And guys, these kind of opportunities only come around every 10, 15 years. We're in one
For
right
sure.
now. We're in one right now.
And there are so many of you that are on Go High Level that are right there. You have every opportunity. For anyone who doesn't know Go High Level, they're missing out. No, they're missing out 100%. And I talk to people all the time who have no idea what Go High Level is. They don't know what SaaS is. They know what AI is, of course, but they have no idea how to use it. And they're just wondering, how do I put this in my business? How do I put this in my hair salon? How do I put this in my marketing agency? How do I put this here, here, here? And if you have the answers, which now you do, then you can at least help them. Help them. Help people. Helping businesses makes money. I promise you, the more value you put out, the more value you get back in terms of whether it's money, connections, networking, whatever it is that you're trying to find. That's how it works. It's not that hard.
I love it. Well, Dom, thanks again for having me. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you crush it, man.
Awesome. Look forward to doing another video with you, man.